Well, good Monday afternoon, everybody. It's me, Bug Out. I been trying to make some moves, get some stuff done, and recoup some of the costs that I've had to endure since the age of 13 years old, having to pay into the system. So I've been busy on that today. The good thing is I am making progress. It's progress, darling, not perfection. You know, you got to keep moving forward. You can't stay stagnant. Now, granted, my back is out, but because of the medications that they have me on, I'm able to do a little bit more, but not like I was doing before when I was out in the bush and camping out and out there by myself. Yeah, I was out there by myself with my tent and all my supplies and everything, gathering wood and fishing and doing the things that I need to do to develop the skill sets that are going to be needed in the next few years. And beyond, most likely. It looks like it. Because I feel like sometimes the gingerbread man, catch me if you can. And then I feel like a 2-year-old that don't want to comply with nothing. I don't want to comply. But anyway, I'm here in Lubbock, Texas. That ain't no secret. And we get very little rain, but oddly enough, the weather has been kind of acting weird. We've been getting downpours, torrential rains where it floods over the last, through the month of May. It happened twice, which is quite an event for the desert, and at least here. And it filled up all the little ponds and stuff. But I planted a little garden, or quasi garden. Right now I got 2 vegetables in it, onions and tomatoes. But I've never confined myself to the traditional modes of, say, gardening and farming. I've been very blessed to have a green thumb. And usually what I do is I just pick a nice spot that if I was a vegetable that I would like to be in and grow in, and that's where I put my seeds. I dig the hole, put the seeds in there, and if I got fertilizer, I use it. It could be cow manure, it could be compost that, I've come across, or, I haven't bought any fertilizer, let's say, the store stuff in ages. I've been, where I go, I make my own and just put it in there. Eggshells work work real well, excuse me. Anyhow, so back in February, they had some melons on the shelf there at the vegetable area at Walmart, and I was like, man, I sure would like a cantaloupe. Well, I bought the cantaloupe, paid almost $5 for that stinking thing, and it was just as nasty as it could be. I mean, I might as well been eating the hide on it. That's how much flavor and juice it had to it. I mean, it wasn't ripe. It was the ripest one I could find out the bunch. And you know how you can tell a cantaloupe is ripe is usually you can smell the navel of it, and you can smell the cantaloupe aroma, or a slight little softness to it, but no pimples or indentions. What I say, pimples, no really hard soft spots. It's oxymoron right there. No soft spots on it, because of that means it's overripe and it might be rotten on the inside. See, so anyhow, to make a long story short, I went ahead and cut it all up and, save the seeds and stuff just in case, right? I figure I'm going to plant me some cantaloupes. And they were doing some line work in the alley. And so there was a big old hole already dug. So all the hard work was already mostly done for me. So I just took all that rind and all that extra nasty cantaloupe that didn't have no flavor to it. It looked pretty, but it just had nothing, no flavor, nothing to it. And all the seeds that was with it, and you know, the insides, and I just threw them down there in that hole, up against that fence. Well, I want to show you what's happening now. No fertilizer, no nothing, just 2 times of the rain. Okay, here we go. Okay. Well, here's one. Now, this hole was all the way down the alley. Looky here. I don't think that's one. But this is where I threw them. Looky here. They're just coming up. Look at that. Kind of give you a general idea about where I planted them at. Hold on a minute. See, this whole area was dug up about 2.5, 3 feet down. And what I did is I took the rinds and the seeds and I just threw them up against the fence right here. And I figure what'll happen will happen. There's some back over there too, look. I ain't gonna separate them. I ain't gonna move them. I didn't put nothing down there. You can see where the ground is kind of starting to cave right there. They might not have put enough dirt, but I thought, thinking outside of the box, this is an unutilized area that very few people go down, except for the trash man. And it really doesn't matter, because if they need a couple melons, they can come take them. You know, it's all pretty much, excuse me, I hung up on myself. It's all pretty much figuring out what grows in the soil around here, see? Because, I mean, when it's wet, yeah, it's pretty, but most of it is that old red clay and red sand, and, you know, I'm sure there's some nutrients in the ground from people, you know, fertilizing and taking care of their yards. You know how that suburban psychosis is, you know. Yeah, if anybody's ever lived in the suburbs, you know what it's about. Anyhow, I'm just saying that from my own experience, okay? I'm not picking on nobody, I'm just saying. But anyway, so I just threw those seeds down in the ground. It's like, Lord, help me with this right here. Got to figure out what I can grow back here in this unutilized spot. So, anyhow, thinking outside the box on where to plant if you're limited for room. And don't be afraid just to throw it in the ground and stuff. You know, sometimes doing all that pretty gardening in the rows and the hoes and the does and whatever else you can put in there with the little signs and all that kind of crap until you can do your plant identification. Sometimes that is necessary, but other times when it comes to a person like myself, I could just throw it in the ground, cover it up, and it'll grow. It don't matter. But because of the sand and everything, I wasn't sure what would grow here. I just didn't want to waste nothing. So anyhow, it's still working. I still got my green thumb. Wait a minute. I still got my green thumb. Anyhow, y'all have a blessed day. Ew. And I did some tomatoes like that too. And they're coming up. Anyway, have a blessed day. It's Bug Out on a Bug Out Adventures commentary. Keep on prepping, baby, because they're not playing with us.